Cool. We are live.
Yeah, dude, I'm like looking at the stream quality from our recording today, and it looks really good on your side. You come out crystal clear.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Damn, 5 likes already, and we haven't even started yet. What are they liking?
Man, the crew is showing up to support. I love it.
What are they liking? We ain't done nothing yet. We out here buying likes, apparently. Yeah, dude, I just went out to go get some snacks for the stream, and it's not raining that hard. There's no hurricane in California. If you believe otherwise, I got some beachfront property in Idaho that you might want.
Nick is in the building. How's it going, my man? Glad to see you in here, as always. Got Brian LaFontaine in here. I've yet to watch a stream fully, but I'll hazard a guess at 4 total wipes. Or maybe he left that comment earlier. We'll see. Okay, got about a minute and 50 seconds before we start. But if y'all do have any questions right now before we do start, then feel free to ask those now.
So, have you watched any of that new HBO show with The Weeknd?
No, not yet. Or not yet. I haven't. I don't really watch too much. Of that stuff. Oddly enough, I've been going back to watch a little bit of anime and some 3D animated stuff recently.
What? Like the Clone Wars?
Nah. Unfortunately, I'm not into Star Wars as much as you are.
That's true.
But kind of like shows like My Dad is a Bounty Hunter, which is primarily
the Boba Fett story.
Is it? Have you watched it yet?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
because Boba Fett's the clone of Jango Fett. So
I see.
Just me being stupid.
See, I wouldn't know that. But My Dad is a Bounty Hunter. I've been watching that. As far as anime, I've been watching Zom 100. So 100 things that I want to do before I turn into a zombie. Then I've been watching a lot of Inuyasha lately. Ori in the clutch. What's good, my man? Glad to see you back in here. Ori said he's working out right now, but I'll be listening to the stream. Well, thank you for listening in while you get that grind in. Appreciate you for being here. J. Casio Art is back in the building. Hey, folks, how's everyone doing tonight? We doing pretty good tonight.
Yeah, we're hanging out.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
the second project that Ty and I were working on today.
Okay. Let's see. Actually, let's do that one today.
Oh boy, a flash flood warning.
Okay, Harrison's in the building. Back for another live stream. Glad to see you back in here, Harrison. Hey guys, how's your week been? Week has been fantastic so far.
Let's change the lights.
And it's only Sunday, so we got a lot of week to go. And he said, congrats, Harvey, on being able to go to the Ahsoka premiere. I'm super jealous.
Dude, it was next level incredible. Like, no spoilers whatsoever, but Dave Filoni being the sole writer on this project is going to be the thing that carries it. I think with a lot of these Star Wars projects lately, they've been having a lot of just like writers work on them that aren't as passionate about Star Wars, or they're just doing it for like a job. And Dave Filoni, tell you what I'm about there. Dave Filoni is the prodigy of George Lucas. He's been studying Star Wars for like years now. He worked on the Clone Wars. He worked on Rebels. Ahsoka is his baby. Like, he created Ahsoka. And the fact that he's the only person who wrote every single episode, like, it really shows, especially from what I got to see. Oof, we are in for some good Star Wars. And the costume design's great, the music's great. It's the same composer as the Clone Wars, so Kevin Kiner, and it's great. And I went in there hypercritical just because I love Ahsoka and I don't want to see like a bad portrayal of her. And I was not disappointed at all. It was incredible. So I think I'm going to do on my podcast. So obviously we got this stream, but I also have my own podcast for the love of lore. I'm going to start putting out like a weekly episode where I kind of break down the new episodes that are going to be coming out and going through like the lore beats, where I think the story's going to be going, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in stuff like that, check it out.
Why is my left mouse button bound to my bandages? That don't make sense.
I don't know, man. That's why I'm using a controller.
System, options, controls, reset to default. Yes. There we go. Okay, I see we got 10 concurrent viewers in the chat right now. If y'all in here and y'all haven't said anything in the chat, please let me hear y'all. At least type a 1 in the chat so we can know that you're actually there and participating. Rob, what up, what up? Glad to see you in here. Glad to have your presence known. Thanks for being here. If y'all haven't hit that like button, please go ahead and hit that like button. That helps the video get around so more people can actually see it. And I do think my game volume is a little bit loud this time around, so I'm going to lower that a little bit. Combat, okay. Let me lower my volume right quick. Okay. Step that down.
Found something.
Hasim, thank you for participating in the chat. I hope that's how you say your name. Let me know how I can say your name if that's not right. Katie's in the building. She said happy Sunday, guys. Then Big Butter Bun's in the building, ready to rock, baby. Ready to go. Ready to make some action happen. So, gotta figure out where to go first.
Yeah, I agree, Harrison. I think, like I said, I don't want to do any spoilers right now. I got to see and be a part of something that like not a lot of people got to do, so I don't want to be that guy who's just constantly giving it away before like anything is even out. But tune into the podcast. I'll talk about some of the beats that I'm appreciating, some of the things that they did that were smart, that kind of protects them from any sort of criticism from like the fan base.
What's good, Sterling? Glad to see you back in here. Get another live. It's like 4 or 5 in a row, ain't it? Glad to see you in here. Oh man, we got Selena in the chat today.
Oh, no way.
Look at that.
Yeah.
She's slinging the disrespect though. She said we stink.
Are you sure that's not Mike?
I've got enough of that.
It could be.
Mike on Selena's account.
Maybe Mike is rubbing off on her. Who knows?
God, I hope not. Selena's too sweet for that.
Oh, she got
I think
some demon in her.
I choose to ignore that.
Who, Selena?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Everybody got a little bit of demon in them. Everybody. Rob said that's Mike in disguise for sure.
Oh, is that Rob like Robert?
Yes, sir.
What up, Robert?
All right, dog.
That's kind of lame. That
What's that?
whole area seemed like there was going to be more to it. It's kind of a big like map location, just to have like nothing.
Okay, so Jack said there's a secret area around here that you wouldn't even possibly know unless you actually knew about it in the first place, or you just got extremely lucky to actually see it. But there's a place in here where you'll see a glimmer in the smog, and apparently there is an item through the smog that you have to go to. You do have to kind of commit suicide to get to it, but we're gonna try to find that.
Say less. Got some simulacrum.
So where? I guess you just have to go around the whole entire perimeter until we find it.
I mean, we're kind of hitting it. They really don't give you any sort of heads up as to where the angle is.
Yeah, they don't, do they? And then Jack said it's between two pieces of cover. And then J. Casio Art said, I truly appreciate when games have an amazing sound design. There's no exception. Love it. Absolutely.
Nice. Jay's in the chat tonight. Welcome, Jay. Watch Jack be messing with us.
Oh no, they actually found it. Is that? Okay, they said Harvey's a little quiet, by the way, so let's see if...
I haven't messed with my settings at all, so...
And I believe you cranked all the way up on my end.
Yeah, let's see if that's anything I can do on my side. Also, no one wanted to tell me I had the Bieber hair today. Alright, well I know that's sound effect, so I'm gonna have to get. Oh my god, it's this thing again?
Right back to the action. Okay, he said we passed it. He thinks. Game audio is a bit too loud still. Okay. I'll lower that after this boss fight. Not boss fight.
We already took care of it.
Watch out, here they come.
Alright, cool. Go ahead, audio, master volume. Let's put that at 60. Y'all let me know if that's a little bit too low. Seems appropriate. Nick said we can't die until he can get home to track it. Okay,
I
so
see a glow over there.
do you see it within the smog?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think.
where are you at? Oh, you're
Why can I not?
you're in the
Remember when
center.
we figured out? There we go. We figured out how to ping it like the last minute last week.
Okay.
Here they come.
All right, cool. What you talking? Wait, what glimmer are you talking about?
I think it was the light. I might have been wrong.
Okay. Well, it's not the end of the world. Might be something we have to come back for. It'll take us anywhere between 2 minutes and 30 minutes to find that thing. Okay, hello. Come on now.
Oh. That's... Oh, Ty, where are you at?
Facing this enemy over here. I don't have any more ammo right now. Okay. This thing following me? Oh, so okay. All right, does that audio sound a little bit better? Do we bump it up to better in difficulty? Yeah. You're just making it look too easy out here, Nick. That's it. Good. Let's see where we need to go.
That's kind of an interesting way to like keep players from going to certain areas. Just like put like a health hazard, so you can't really explore too much.
Oh, you're all the way over there. Okay, I'm on my way to you. I think that's where we need to go anyways. Okay, Hassan said the audio's good for him. Nobody's complaining now, so I guess we all good.
The audio's good. I literally didn't touch anything. I don't know. Maybe it's just the game volume and contrast.
It could have been. You're still a little bit low for me. Lower than you typically are. But you're still coming through.
I mean, I swear I didn't change anything.
Y'all let us know in the chat if y'all can hear Harvey loud and clear. Or if it's a little bit too low. To the left of me. What is to the left of me? Okay, hold on. A lot of things to the left of me. Can I reload, please? Come on now.
What the hell is that? Have you encountered like a see-through pink purplish pool?
I have not. Where did you go at?
All right, come and get some.
Oh, did I go the opposite direction? I did. Okay. I'm just skip past all these enemies right now. Never mind, that's a chasm. Alright, now y'all remember, y'all in the chat, y'all watching.
I think I found a boss fight.
We do answer questions about game development, interviews, portfolios, whatever your heart content. So, let us know if y'all got a question that y'all need answers for. Go ahead and drop them in the chat.
This
place-
place for you.
Okay, this place makes me want to mount some sort. Am I still? What? God.
Give you the Warcraft vibes.
No, it's just it takes too long to walk anywhere.
Harrison said, "Are you familiar with the limb-based combat from Fear and Hunger?"
The limb-based combat from Fear and Hunger. No, I am not. Explain that a little bit, Harrison. Limb-based. Kind of wish I could just see your icon on the map.
Yeah, instead of having to open it up for a couple seconds.
Yeah. What happens if you ping? Can I see you if you ping? Okay, yeah, now I can see. See
You
where
can?
you're at. Yeah, I can see where you're at, or I can at least see the ping location. Okay, yeah. Hopefully we get to some action real soon. It's a lot of walking around, a little bit too much walking around right now.
Oh, you've already used 2 of your hearts.
I've used one of them. And I guess you drop down to take the elevator up, right?
Oh yeah, 1 sec.
Okay. Alright. Wait, can I fall through that? I'm not gonna try. Okay. We should be pretty close to a boss fight. Oh, do y'all see the hands on my gun? Like the claws actually moving? That's dope.
Yeah, the fingers.
I've never actually... I have not noticed that. Okay, Nova said, question whenever you get a moment. What, if any, is the best way to list/show personal projects on a resume? Is it best to list what you focused on as the title, i.e. narrative, combat, then... Okay, so you're still typing out the question. Okay.
So, the advice I was given a while ago was if you're going to do something that's like more personal project, like say my voice lines I did for Jana, you could say like, this is the reason why I want to do this, like at the very start of it, but it's wasting whoever's looking at its time. They want to be able to just kind of look directly at your profile and say, oh, this is what they're writing. They don't really care about your like, no, this is why I want to do this. This is my motivation behind it. Like, if you want, you can have like a little paragraph at the bottom kind of saying like, this is why I did this. But like, for the most part, they want to be able to just click on your profile, look at what you are trying to portray and like show, and then be able to make a judgment based on that. And if they're really, really curious, like they can either ask you about more information about it, or they can read the little blurb you have at the bottom. But I wouldn't put it like anywhere like near the front of your project. Just put towards the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Then the second part of his question is, then mention it was a personal project as the studio/company, plus the typical description of what you did. Always on the resume, the job description that you actually did, that's what you want to put on there. But you want to make sure that actual job title that you put on there for the project is what companies are actually putting on their applications, on their job descriptions. So that way, if they have a game designer on their application, you want to put game designer on your resume. If it's combat designer on their application, you want to put combat designer on your resume. And if you don't have any professional experience yet, that's fine. Still treat your personal projects like they are professional experience. So still give them the due diligence of describing what you did, the breakdown, describe the culture, how many teammates you worked with, what type of tools and software that you did work with, and treat it as if you're actually making a layout for a AAA studio, an an indie studio, a AA studio, professionally is what I'm trying to get at. So market yourself as you would if you had been marketing yourself as a AAA, or from working at a AAA or an indie or a AA. Okay.
Ready?
All right. Yeah, let's go. But if it is truly like a personal project where you're just working on it by yourself, that's a territory that I honestly need a little bit more answers in, because I don't know how recruiters actually take that. Because working solo on a project, unless you actually have that out in the wild, you have that on the App Store, Steam, whatever, then that's kind of a hard case for you to use on your resume, because resume is generally professional experience where you have worked with the team and you have contributed a piece of the makeup that actually makes that game. So personal projects, more than likely you probably need to keep them on your portfolio. And then if you absolutely need something on your resume that can shine, then join a game jam, make a game with a group, so that way you can build up that experience. But recruiters, more than anything on your resume, they want you to have worked on a team so that you have a specific responsibility on that team and you did it well. And you'll have better portfolio pieces if you work with the team anyways, because you're not doing everything yourself. What does this do? And then Nova City, that's a true solo project that I'm doing to build my skills and show off for portfolio and website. Yeah, I would recommend keep your solo projects on your portfolio, and then maybe show those off, or show the progress of that off by posting on LinkedIn, so you can build credibility that way. Or a lot of people have, not a lot of people, but some people have blog posts where they share progress as well, so that at least the recruiter can look at that and see how you handle and tackle situations and problems and think of creative ideas. But do a game jam, get some professional experience under your belt within a weekend, and then that's probably going to be the fastest way for you to get that professional experience onto your resume. And then who knows, a lot of people that do game jams, you end up working on the game that you did for the game jam to make it better over a small period of time, and hey, you have a polished product. Are you ready?
Yeah, you never know. And my dog just clipped through the... Did you see that? My dog just clipped through the platform.
We got trauma in the building. Man finally showed up.
Oh, God, now he's gonna talk so much shit. Oh, you playing on Nightmare yet?
He's here to make us perform.
I'm loving the environment art in this area.
It is nice. I wish I could pick up one of these little robot crabs.
Oh yeah, and throw him.
Have him as a pet.
This isn't the...
Can you imagine you can make that like a pet, and you could actually give it like a nickname, but you couldn't like, name the dog?
That'd be something. Robot behind me. Oh, wow. We got one of those eye things with the beams. Better watch out, man. That thing hits like a
It's
truck.
Vel'Koz.
It straight up is Vel'Koz, ain't
Oh,
it?
you're down?
Yeah, that thing just completely just swiped me.
Feel that later.
Yeah, that thing does some damage, man. Okay. Let's get this thing down now.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, it's still up. Okay. Damn. Break the shit. Oh my god. Okay.
Take that point away, Nick. He didn't die yet.
About to. Dang.
Alright, I think we're good.
I don't need this much shame in the chat tonight. Don't do that. Okay, Harrison said there's a lot of aspects to it, so it may be tough to explain with the character cap, but the combat is classic JRPG, turn-based. However, you target individual limbs, severing them if you do enough damage. This stops enemies from doing attacks with those limbs. The head is possible to sever to instantly kill the enemy, however, it is difficult to hit. If you sever both legs, then the enemy becomes off balance and the head is easier to sever. I was curious about how this would translate to real-time first-person combat. Oh, I think the easiest example of that is the original Dead Space. You can shoot off their limbs, so you can make them incapacitated. They can't use their arms or limbs to swipe at you, or you can take off of their legs so they can't walk as fast. That might be a little bit more simplistic than what you're talking about for the mechanics of that game, but Dead Space, the original is, the original is a prime example of that. I also know that Kenshi, if y'all have played Kenshi, that game also has limb-based targeting as well in that, so you can actually target specific limbs. It's not turn-based, but it is real-time. But you can attack somebody's head or their arms or the legs, depending on what type of disability or that you want to apply to them. Nick said, I'm guessing 4 total wipes and Ty is gonna die first. Love the confidence.
Guess we'll see. As
then,
current rate, maybe.
Then Nova said, yep, I do pretty much everything at this point. Jams, college research, and I did some game design consulting for a few years. Oh, dope. Okay, so you know your way around. Then J. Casio Art said, I'm a character artist who has been working in the visual effects industry for the past 10 years. Wow, congrats on that amount of experience. It's no small deal at all. But due to the current situation with the strikes, I am considering switching to games. What would you suggest to focus on to make my portfolio more hireable? Sorry for the specific question. I would love to hear your thoughts. Okay.
You have a background in...
He has a background in visual effects. But
Chat's moving way too fast. Visual effects industry. Why not focus on like particle effects and like effects for actual games? If you have that background, it might not be as difficult to transition as you think.
It's not. I would say the number one thing, J. Casio, is you need to get inside of the engine. Is this a boss fight?
Yes.
Okay. You need to get inside of the game engine and show that you know how to put together visual effects that are game ready. So within the film industry, for being visual effects, I'm sure you can render out everything that you need to, and you can just make it as beautiful and fantastic as you want to, and then you can just render it out. All it takes is time. But real-time, learning the real-time part of it, where you're able to make visual effects that look great but are also optimized, is the real key to making sure you stand out. So if you already make phenomenal VFX, you just need to add the real time on top of that, and that comes from actually being in the engine, knowing how to put stuff together and then showing your talent that way. Now, that's not everything, of course, but that's a really good start. So I suggest if you have not been working in a game engine to go ahead, open up a game engine, and then understand the pipeline and what visual effect artists look for, or what type of work visual effects are within the game industry and how that differs from the film industry. Oh, it makes a trail behind him. Okay.
Yeah, this fight's not too bad.
I'm not say that yet. I'm getting swiped out here. God.
Well, the dog's gone.
Oh, what? Wait, what happened? How did that happen? Interesting. Okay. Good luck, good luck.
Feel that later.
Okay.
Watch the floor.
Oh, come on.
Well,
Interesting. Okay. So I guess the best bet is to just stick to the edge for that. So I guess Nick was right. I was the first to die tonight.
okay. I don't know what that explosion was, but
Okay. Harrison said I'll have to go back and study Dead Space and Kenshi as I haven't played them in a while, but those seem like great examples off the top of your head. Cheers. Yeah, that's the perfect example of what you're looking for, what you're describing.
hold on, don't go in yet.
Nova said, I'm pretty sure the answer to this is no, but does SP offer internships? Also would love to hear your thoughts on SP as a company in general, plus the work culture. Internships, very rarely, if any. Not sure the space there, but the work culture is phenomenal. I'll tell you a story about that after, so I can break it down.
Alright, it's focusing me now.
Oh, wait. How the... Wait, what? Oh, do I just have to keep on going in circles? I see.
You have to roll.
I see. Gotcha.
There's like a frame when you roll that you can like dodge any damage.
Stay near the outskirts.
Okay.
Your dog got you?
No. Here he got me.
Thanks.
So it seems like it takes more damage when it's actually using an ability, and you shoot the center eye.
Okay. Come on, we almost got it.
I know.
Come on now. Out of ammo. Reload.
Okay. My dog's got me.
Okay.
Okay.
These little eye things spawn too. Oh, you're kidding me. Come on now. Wow. Just didn't register the jump.
That's so sad.
Alright, well, we got it.
Harrison, you have a great night, man.
Harrison out.
Mike's talking so much shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
he said I gotta run, but it was great being able to jump in for a little bit. See you next stream. Appreciate you being here, Harrison. Then Jay Concio said, I do appreciate your comments. I'll apply what you guys have suggested. Thanks. Yeah, if that doesn't work out for you, just or if you have any more questions, just reach out to me personally on LinkedIn, and we'll try to get you straight. Then Mike said I picked a good one to show up for. All of them are good. You just missed out on them. Then Brian said, just keep it at 4 wipes, guys. I have fun bucks on it. Nick said 1 wipe. Nick said sure. Okay. Let's see.
I think that's 2.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Dog's fault.
then Dipsy Not Seen said, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, but you might be able to help or know someone that can. I just finished killing the Legion, and this was my first big boss, or WTV. I went out of the door and it led to the Faithless Thicket. I can't find the main objectives, and I just say it's And it just says it's at the root nexus shard, but I can't find it. Does anyone know where it is? We haven't been.
So Dipsy, the game generates a different area depending on. It generates a new area every time. So we haven't actually made it to the Bickett yet. We've only made it to like a London town, and then we made it to where we're currently at.
Yeah, so typically, if you open up the map, or actually not the map, it's a checkpoint, but or this symbol right here, the primary objectives, typically this is what you'll see on the path that you need to go towards. Or if you have any doors around the map that have like this diamond symbol over them, if they're filled in, they've been explored. If they haven't been explored, then they'll be vacant. So maybe you have unexplored territory in your world, or maybe your primary objective is somewhere else. Because I know that a lot of the times that we have played, we've actually went off the beaten path and got to a dead end because we weren't at the location where the primary objective was telling us to go. The level design told us to go this way, but the primary objective was telling us to go the opposite direction. So maybe that's something that's tripping you up. Okay.
All right, ready?
Ron, good to see you in here. It's been a while. He said, hey Ty, I hear a lot of advice on entering the industry, so I was wondering what's the worst advice you hear floating around about entering the industry? Apply. That's the one thing I hate, because 95% of the stuff that you would actually apply for, you're not qualified for. So you're giving yourself the gift of rejection over and over and over when you could avoid that entirely. So one of the things that I promote is work on your skill set. If you see an application and it's at an actual company that you want to work for, then check on their application, see what you know, see what you don't. If you have about 80% of everything that, or if you know 80% of the things that they're asking for, then hell yeah, go apply. But if you really need to be like, well, I really don't know that, or my skills aren't well versed in that, then make that something that you write down and say, hey, I need to learn this in order to have a chance at getting a shot at an interview. But I think analysis of what they're actually asking for, and then you actually building your skill set up to what they're asking for, that's the golden key that needs to be taught. But everybody's saying apply. And we have graduates, people in college who are out here applying for jobs, and they don't even have the skill set. They don't have the communication skills. And of course, experience is a thing that hardly any graduate has, but you really need to work on your skill sets and your communication and your self-marketing. That holds most people back, and most people don't understand elements that recruiters look at to evaluate whether you're a good candidate or not. And even some of the recruiters out here, they just give you the surface level is going to do nothing for you type of help, and you don't really figure out a direction to go. So all in all, I'll say apply is the worst thing that you can do, because there's no amount of armor that you can build up towards rejection. It just makes you more and more depressed. So always look back at yourself about what you're not doing. And sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes it just was a better candidate, or they're looking for a highly specific thing. But most of the time, you are the common denominator between all of the things that you apply for. So mostly you need to look at yourself and what you are doing, you're not doing, and then try to find a balance in making sure you build up your skill set so you're actually qualified for the job you're applying for. But 95% of the things you apply for, you're not actually qualified for. Come on, let's get it.
So Jack said you should go back to the Hagnar and upgrade, which I think we definitely should have done, but we'll give it another shot.
Nah, bro, we almost beat it.
You almost don't want to waste your ammo until it uses an ability, so you can actually have the extra damage.
back, Harvey. Get back.
Okay.
God, you're kidding me. Come on, heal up, heal up. There we go. I think I might rather be down there. Huh. Okay.
I like how it takes half your health.
Oh my. Okay, hello.
My dog just got eviscerated.
Oh, I'm out of ammo. Oh. That dog just looking at me. Alright. There we
Hell
go.
yeah.
We didn't need to go back to Ward 13. No upgrades. Come on now.
Nice work.
They should go back to get a new weapon though.
Oh, Dipsy said he actually found where he needed to go. I'm glad you found
Nice.
it, man.
I've done that before too, where I've like hopped on a stream or someone was streaming it and then asked for advice. Nothing over here.
Nothing. Okay. Yeah, gotta race to the ammo drops, but I gotta stay alive though. It's a lot going on in that fight. I do forget to pick up ammo drops.
Yeah, dude, it is not a hurricane here in California. It's a hurricane.
Okay, so we already looted everything we needed
It's
to.
a
from
light
here.
little drizzle.
Don't take too much rain to freaking California now.
Well, I literally went to Home Depot yesterday to like pick up some stuff because I was working on my helmet, and it was so packed. And I was like, "Why is everyone here?" And I went inside, and everyone was buying wood, and sandbags. That was like the new toilet paper trend.
Sandbags. Yeah, I don't spend trait points because I get too many a small period of time. Oh yeah, that was a dungeon. Everybody in the chat telling us well done. Took us 3 attempts. Just 3. Oh, wait, is it? Yeah, no, we can't be masochists on the stream, dog.
Oh yeah, it's just a chest.
0 need to min max. How you feel? Come on now. Is that gonna be the death of me for real? Come on now. Ain't no way you can possibly see that.
Oh, holy hell. Thanks for that. Gonna feel that later.
I'm investing into a trait that allows me to revive faster and be revived faster.
I was gonna mention something about the trait points earlier. That all of these trait points seem to be situational in the beginning. I do know in the first game you could actually increase your rate of fire and your firepower and your mod power pretty early on, but these are pretty niche type of gameplay styles in the beginning that we're getting. Probably elemental damage reduction. Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, we at least got one boss fight in. We'll go back to the war.
Oh, wait, I need the elevator for that, I guess. Wait, how do I get up to the other level?
Finally, holy crap. I attempted to like upload our episode today like 6 times, and on the 7th attempt, we finally did it. I pretty much took the and then jumped right there.
Okay. Yeah, Hassin said, "Hey guys, I have a question for you, please. I'm a 3D hard surface artist for a game company. I'm trying to switch to an environment artist. If I apply for a AAA studio who looks for realistic style in my portfolio, what do you think can help me get a test for showing my skills?" And then Jack mentioned make beautiful corners. Make 3 different small environments of different genres that demonstrate an understanding of different styles. So something fantasy, something sci-fi, and something realistic like Call of Duty. And if y'all don't know, Jack does work in level design, and he works very closely with environment artists. And he said one of the most important things you can do, I think, is show an existing gray box level design and then make your art laid over that. And that demonstrates that you can maintain design intentions while making compelling art on top of it. That's coming from a master tier level designer himself, so that's great feedback. Great feedback. And then after we figure out what we going, I will answer your question, Brian. So we gotta go to the Eon Vault. So yeah, we'll worry about going through the smog and getting that item later on. We're just gonna keep on going for right now.
Wait, were we not going back to the ward?
Oh, we can't go back there. Oh, there's still a space over there we need to explore. So Brian asks, what are your thoughts on the mini-map? Nick and I aren't the biggest fans of the way it's done. Question mark. It far surpasses the mini-map that they had in the first game. I do like how it shows depth. I quite like it, actually. It's no mini-map is gonna be perfect, but the amount of depth that it actually shows is pretty good. And then it's clear and concise. The only thing that I think is missing from it is more information. So you see Harvey, his marker just went off a screen there, so I would expect his marker to be on the edges of the screen, so that way I at least know which direction that he's currently in, and currently it just doesn't do that. So if his marker is completely off the screen, I don't have any clue which direction he's in. And especially for team play and being in a party, that is paramount. You need to know which direction your team is in at all moments of time. So while it is a great mini map that has a lot of depth in it, I do think there's some things that we have had in other mini maps that this one just doesn't have in it. So it's not a terrible mini map, it's not a bad mini map, it's actually a great mini map that shows you a lot of information about the layout. But there's just simply some information that we're missing that we often get in other games. Okay, let me go speak to Miss Attitude over here.
Better be worth my... What you got?
We got 2 new options.
We got space crabs last time, didn't we?
I mean, I don't know who you've been hanging out with, but...
Chill out.
Got them space crabs.
Fires a beam which deals 15 damage per second and applies slow. After 2 seconds of application to an enemy, slow becomes stasis, freezing the target in place for 10 seconds. Okay, so 15 damage per second. That doesn't actually sound like a lot, but I guess it's just used to apply slow. Prismatic driver. Fires a superheated beam which deals 25 mod damage per second. Sustaining the beam on a target causes an explosion which deals 150 mod damage in a 3-meter AoE. That sounds pretty cool.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna upgrade my gun though.
Ah, good.
Wow, I can only upgrade that once or twice. Upgrade it. Oh, because it switched to forged iron.
Oh, Gabby's in the chat, too.
Oh, we got Miss Anarchist in the building. She just snuck in here. I actually love the feel of this repeater pistol.
Take care, my friend.
Okay.
Better be worth... Let's have a look.
Ready?
Dealing 60 damage each. I think I still like
the
my
bullets
counter.
on the bullets of the Nightweaver's gun, or like little bony fingers.
Maybe just need
Just like look.
Oh, that's cool. They are right there. Huh. That's a really sick gun design. You gotta watch them struggle. It's part of the fun. I just love to see us suffer out here. I'm gonna go get some more blood root. And then I'll be ready to get
All
out.
right, ready?
Sure thing.
Okay, go ahead and buy that. Cool.
3 deaths without reviving for Harv. I feel like that's a bad bet. My dog
See you
will
around.
automatically revive me.
Alright, I'm on the way. Nick put me down for 4 wipes and 3 deaths without reviving. Okay, so we can go to... Okay, here we go, yeah. Let's go back here. But you guys need simulacrum or whatever. Oh, you mean to get more charges on your stone, right? Here, let's go back to the... Let's go back to the base right quick.
No, let's not. These guys don't want to watch us shop.
We haven't really needed it though.
No, we've been fine.
Okay, where the hell do we go at? So we've been there.
Follow me.
Last time I let you leave, we went into a dead end.
Yeah, how many times did you die?
Don't fail me.
Light him up.
Nick, how many times did he die?
You heard what I said.
Quit shooting me.
It's really weird though. Like my reticle is not on you at all, but it's actually still hitting you. Huh.
I'm just seeing like my own blood creep off my shoulders.
I'll just consider that karma for you.
It'd be really like awesome if like the Nightweaver's bullets like explode on impact.
I think I seen somewhere online that they said that the Nightweaver gun is the best gun in the game.
Okay, this way. Is it really?
I believe so. I think that's the gun that recently got nerfed because it was just too powerful.
Imagine giving it away so early.
Well, Harvey has 4 revives so far. Ty has 1. Doggo has 4, and each has 2 deaths with 2 wipes so far. You both have died
I
twice
really
and
wish
Ty's
they
been
could let
dead
us
4
name
times.
that dog.
That's really grinding your gears, ain't it?
It's just bad game design. Like, you can pet the dog, and that's great, but like, make me care about it, like, you know?
Cool, might as well have it again. Oh, what? Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Okay, I'm
I see.
confused, because there's like a marker up top that said that it was unexplored, and now that we're over here, it says it's explored.
This is where we just came from.
Alright, so we went a little
Good.
farther than we should have.
Alright.
Here, I'll be there in a second. I'll be there in a second.
Okay.
Supposed to go off to the right. Or I guess now it's to the left, but we're on our way over here. We should have went to the right.
Okay.
Yeah, so make an immediate
Holy
left where you're currently at.
hell.
And then start heading towards the fog.
Ooh, what is this? What did I just walk into?
Gravitonic load lifters are powerful tools that allow operators to quickly shift and move heavy loads with ease. While they may seem easy to operate, they can be dangerous if improperly used. The following are the high-level guidelines for the safe and normal operation of Gravitron.
Is that it?
Yeah, I found our next area.
Interesting. Expecting a little bit more from that room about what was actually going on. Yeah, the purple stuff when they die, Nick, is not the easiest to actually avoid. Because when you hit them, that stuff splats everywhere.
Where you at, Ty?
Try not to die.
Yeah, I found our next spot when we get over here.
Okay. These things are everywhere.
Won't fit.
Okay, now I'm on my way.
It's over.
I really wish that the spaces that you explored showed up on the map as well.
Yeah, so you'd see it.
Yeah. Kind of help me know where you actually went at.
Watch out, flyer!
Did you end up being Tears of the Kingdom yet?
No, not yet. I got to the first cannon fight. But now I have to find the other person before I continue.
Running low! Big it up!
Oh.
Coming our way!
One of these guys again.
Get ready! Give them all you got! Light them up!
That's a fun enemy to fight.
I hate that enemy so much. Here.
What's that?
Well, if it'll let me ping, I don't know why it's pinging so inconsistent in this game.
This is where we're supposed to go? I see.
These tentacle ones remind you of the... What are they called? Jack's probably losing his mind. The ones from Dead Space? With like the crawling like floor necromorphs.
Forget what those things are called. That specific type anyways. Nick said I'm leaving the video up on my other monitor. I have to go take care of some stuff, so I will check back in. Hopefully I don't miss too many whiles while I'm gone. Cool, cool. Go ahead, handle your business, my man. We'll be streaming when you get back. Can't get through this door.
How'd you get through?
There's a ramp on the right side of the room.
Oh.
But it looks like we can't even get through that. Or is it a control panel up here somewhere? Oh, you go through the floor up here. That's what it is. Oh, what? That's it? That's what you chose to show me.
I think we have to come back.
Come on now. Thought I done found a secret tunnel to a secret room that I was able to go in, but damn, it's not the case. Okay.
Alright, let's go straight this time.
Okay.
What's weird is it's like I don't really see anywhere else on the map for us to explore. We've kind of hit everything. I mean, I guess there's one unexplored area all the way over there, but I don't know if we have a key for it.
What do we have over here to the left right here?
Watch out! Fire!
Here, let's cross through this like marsh area.
Okay, 1 second.
What?
Got another big boy.
Why am I throwing up?
Yeah, we're a little lost right now. We'll find our way though. I really do think they need some type of line across the ground that shows the barrier to which you get that miasma
or make it
poisoning or
clearer.
something. Yeah, that's not a great feel at all, especially if you're in the middle of combat. Because that takes control away from your player.
Yeah, it locks you in an animation. Alright, should be straight across from here.
Nova said had a dip for a moment. Did you have a chance to tell your story about Sucker Punch work culture? I did not, but I will say that the work culture has been very, very phenomenal. I used to work at home for the first 3 months before I actually moved up here to Washington, where the studio is. And the first day I went into the office, I was walking into the lunchroom, and the founder came up to me, and he was like, "Wait, you're
No.
Tyvic." He was like, "Welcome to the studio. Like, we've been waiting for you. Like, this is awesome. We finally get to meet you in person." And that was the founder of the studio, and he walked up to me like I was the celebrity.
Damn it.
And I was like, wow. Like, the company communication chain is completely flat. I'm able to talk to the founder every single day if I wanted to. Like, it's such an open work culture. The people are always willing to help. Very talented individuals, and everybody's just really, really chill. So, great place to work at. Probably one of the best places I've worked at so far, as far as work culture. So I have nothing but praise. Nothing but praise. Alright, so for the people in the chat, we do appreciate a little bit of shame because it makes things interesting, but there is a tolerance to shame, and once you get past that threshold, it turns into disrespect. So, have fun with it, but be mindful that this is a professional space, and give us the respect. We can have fun, but don't go too far. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Oh yeah. Oh, wait, when did you die?
I fell off a cliff.
Oh, okay. I see. God, where's this next checkpoint at? Well, it's not one in there because we already explored this space. What happens if we go down? So nothing down here.
Holy hell.
So we've already explored that area. would be very,
No,
very
but
nice.
saying that's unexplored on the map.
What, this area that we're in right now?
Um,
Tower of the
open
Unseen?
up your map. Open up your map.
It's open.
I can't see until.
Oh, okay. Until it catches up with it. Yeah, we pretty... On my map, it tells that we've explored this entire place. Maybe we got a key item that we needed to go back to the place. To the Forgotten Prison. Maybe. Maybe that's where we go.
Yeah. Okay. So that little area that has like the red like lava flow and there's like the 4 outcrops. That's what it was saying was unexplored for me.
Oh, oh, the water area. Sterling asks, what are your guys' suggestions for finding smaller studios to get your foot in with? It's kind of a different culture around recruiting people for smaller studios because their job request or their job, they don't put out too many job openings. So you just have to really, really be in a great spot, right place, right time to find those job openings. And then typically for the smaller studios, they want people that are more apt to knowing how to do a multitude of things rather than just one thing. But if you want to find any of those smaller teams, most likely through word of mouth, or if you have a smaller company that you just happen to see on LinkedIn that you're interested in, make sure to follow them, make sure to reach out to them. That's just always kind of keep an eye out. But typically smaller studios outsource their talent acquisitionist or their, I guess, HR. So it's kind of hard to say. It's kind of hard to pin down.
You have not found that which I seek.
What the heck?
Return when you have.
Okay, so this is part of it that I'm not really a fan of. It's not knowing where to go after a little while. Can I go to another map? No. Okay, so we have to find an item. Touch this crystal, Harv.
Sorry, one sec.
Okay, we have to explore all the dark parts of the map, so guess we're just gonna go play a scavenger hunt. Sterling said, which do you think is tougher to get into, smaller or bigger? Or smaller or big AAA? Or is it just right place, right time? Just because the sheer size of AAA, those studios teams can have well over 500 people depending on the studio team. So I honestly think that AAA is a little bit easier to get into because there's just more job openings. For indie studios or smaller studios, they don't have as many job openings, and if they do have a job opening, I think they're looking for a very niche person to fill a very specific need that they require on the team. So I think if everybody knew the amount of skills that they absolutely needed in order to be qualified for AAA, then a lot more people would be getting jobs a little bit easier. But since it's still kind of gray area on what you actually need to do to secure a job, that's why it kind of can seem impossible at times. Okay, so we've already explored everything over this way. We have to go back over this way. Can I ping on the map? Cannot ping on the map. So it's behind us.
Okay, but that's literally That's really what I'm saying. Is like there's gonna be a point on the map every time we go, and it's gonna show that the area is not explored. But by the time we get there, it's gonna be showing explored. So I don't understand why it's doing that.
Yeah, this is weird. And then most of the red parts on the map have the smog on it, so just running into that. But maybe there was an underground place that we missed that's actually in the center of the map, so maybe we just have to find that. So I'm just gonna run around hoping I don't get hit, hoping I don't run into the smog. And that is one of the larger reasons why we do keep on running into the smog, is because we're following our arrow on the mini-map. But the smog is not even on the mini-map for you to know the boundaries, so we keep on running into it pretty often. Which is a bit annoying. And that goes back to that thing that I was saying about the mini-map a little bit earlier, where a lot of the information that is usually on the mini-map isn't actually on the mini-map. So when it comes to game design, if there is a hazard in the world that you can absolutely display on the mini-map, then it's best to do so for your own game that you might make. When I was working at Hyman Studios, if we had a hazard on the map, I mean, yes, I see it. When I was working on Warzone, if we had a hazard in the 3D space, we made sure we made a corresponding map element to mark that hazard on the map. So that pretty much always has to be there every single time to provide information for player that they absolutely need. What's down here? Are we supposed to be activating these little pods everywhere? What is that? Oh, it's just a light, ain't it?
Come on.
I mean, this might be a new area.
Might be.
All right, let's do this.
Looks like it.
Nope, it's the same area.
A lot of red space over here. Also, purple item over here.
Okay, here's another vault.
Yeah, I actually like this area you are in, but felt it was too much walking with not enough action. Yeah, that's what it feels like right now.
There you go, man.
The environment art is gorgeous in this place, though, even with the muted color palette. Cool. Alright. And then Nova asks, "What's the best city you've lived in so far?" Haven't lived in either, but when I visited both, I'd take Washington State over Cali any day.
Mood.
There's definitely pros and cons to each. Like 7 to 8 months out of the year up here is just overcast, rain, and cold. Which I love my sun, so in some areas I miss California. I just don't miss the traffic. The food quality overall for takeout and vendors and everything is so much better in California. But there's some nice places up here too. You just have to find them.
I have secured the shield for each of the tools as per the instructions. All systems are running now.
But really in California, if I was to ever go back, I think most definitely if it was near like LA, it would probably be going back to Pasadena. That's the most beautiful place in California, in my eyes. Also where I stayed at while I was working in Naughty Dog.
You missed the Lucky Boy.
Ah, the Lucky Boy, man. Lucky Boy breakfast burritos. And then I would probably honestly consider the San Diego area, Irvine area, just because it's a lot cooler down there. It's more low-key vibe. After coming out here to Washington, it's more of a low-key vibe. You do have a city, but Redmond is much more like low-key. A little bit of city low-key. It's just the right amount of city versus small town for me that I enjoy.
Reloading. Got nothing left.
Are they still spawning? Alright, let's get out of here.
Nova said, "See, I like the rain, so I guess Washington it is."
I do too, but I lived in California my whole life.
You can get sick of the rain, though, I'm telling you. After it rains for the 25th day in a row, the 48th day in a row, the 70th day in a row, you kind of sick of it. So it's a nice balance.
Well, we had a huge like rainstorm this last winter. It was, as much as I love the rain, it was kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I guess any type of weather, you just get tired of seeing it after a while.
I will say I will take the rain and the cold over the heat that we currently are having in California. Like,
oh, most definitely.
Like sunny and 65 is like the best weather. Let's go to the left or the right. Either way, we should like go around this building.
You mean we just reached a dead end again and we gotta go searching?
Well, we got an item.
Huh. Okay. Oh, look up, Harvey. You see, like it's like a moon, but it's machinery up in the sky. If you look up, it's pretty dope.
Oh, it's the Halo rings.
Sucks. And then Brian asks, in combat design, when designing a special, when is a good indication to stop working on something if it's not working? I'd say the first thing to consider is what elements actually need to come together. What actually needs to be in the game in order for that mechanic to be judgeable. So if, let's say, a new combat attack went in, you have the animations are pretty good, and you're like, well, this isn't feeling right. Okay, well, did you add the visual effects? Did you add the sound effects? Did you add the appropriate enemy reactions? It doesn't have to be anything very fancy, but did you add all the elements that you needed to in order to actually evaluate what you have in front of you and have enough information to determine, hey, this is just not gonna work. So don't sell yourself short. when it hasn't reached its potential yet, because all the elements aren't in place. And I think that's one of the factors that people often forget, is that multiple factors need to be in place for you to get a good judge of whether something is going to work or not.
Alright, I'm not too sure where to go now.
Okay, so we just circled around. What are these? Oh, is that an elevator down there? Oh, well, we just came from down there.
It says, I found the soul sparks. Now I'm supposed to look for the all-seeing eye in the Astropath's temple. Where's the Astropath's temple?
Okay, so I guess that's the... Is that... Did we just pick up the item that we needed to talk to that guy behind the glass?
I don't know if that's what that is, but I picked up an item.
Okay. Because we've explored pretty much every area on this map.
Hold on. Forgotten Prison. Tower of the Unseen.
Hassan said in Montreal, the weather, it's always something if you don't like the snow. Yeah, snow is rough to deal with.
Let's find a world stone or whatever, and we'll teleport out.
Why waste time? Just click on that skull in your backpack, dog. I don't know if y'all want to count that as deaths or not. Okay. Alright, so where are we? Is that just a chasm right
Trying to
there?
go to the Astropath Temple.
Do we need to teleport to it?
I don't know. I can't control that. You would need to.
Look for the all-seeing eye in the Astropath's temple. Let's see if we can teleport a little bit closer to it, whatever it may be. Nerud. Okay, so it's telling us to go back here. Cool. That was the most... Never mind. I don't know, I felt like that area would have been a lot more grand if that was a significant part to go for the story. Okay. Do we have...
So you have found them. The Ember sees all. Yes. Bring them to me at once.
Interesting. Okay, yep, that's what we needed.
Alright. Hopefully we can do a boss fight or something.
Okay.
The soul sparks. Give them to me. Lifetimes have I waited. Now I can rest knowing that everything left of my people is preserved for eternity. I have created an ark to preserve what is left of the Drazir. Though all of Nerud will cease, my ark will endure, and these sparks will join the consciousness of the countless others within.
It's like Velvet.
Dan Davis said this dude is so
It's got like a
cheap.
human face, but it covers up the
Our
monster
fate is
face.
inevitable. The custodian will return Nerud to Ellipsis Torah. it will not emerge a second time. All that remains is yourself. Tell me, do you believe in free will?
Of course, I make my own decisions. No, we have our own destinies. We don't need only face them. I'm not sure or I don't understand what that has to do with anything.
Yeah, I like that.
Are you
fourth
choosing?
answer. Yeah, I haven't really
Are you
gotten any
choosing?
Yeah. I haven't really gotten any context, so I don't understand what this has to
It
do with
matters
anything.
greatly. Many act as though free will were certain. Yet this is true for but a few. One's belief determines one's path. I once believed in free will. The ambit ember has since shown me the fate of all things. For the Drasier, free will was an illusion. All of our achievements pointed us here, to Alepsis Torah. Our every action since was inevitable. Yet I did not foresee you. Or perhaps I chose not to. I would invite you to the Ark, small one. You will be a welcome addition to eternity.
How do you get? Wait, you want me to eat? You want to eat me out of that? What does that mean exactly?
Immortality. Becoming part of something greater. Will you join us?
Immortality sound good to you? Or actually, can you actually select it on your side as well? Or you just see the options?
No. It was immortality, and what was the other one?
Oh no, he just said, we want to invite you onto the Ark to grant you immortality. And so the dialogue options are, what if I say no? Sure, let's go. No, thank you. And then wait, I have some questions first.
What if I say no?
Boss fight.
That is your choice. You must believe your will is your own. Thus do the living endure their finite existence. So, what say you?
Sure, whatever. Let's,
Excellent.
Sure,
And inevitable.
sure. Excuse me? Who just willingly walks towards that? Oh, Nick said if he eats you, it's a different boss fight. This is cool.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
Oh, that's cool. Oh,
What in the...
whoa. That's pretty sick. Okay, what? How do you dodge that?
Jump?
That was a pretty dope move, though. That is a really sick mechanic for a boss. Oh, wow. Okay, you just have a dodge roll. That's all good.
I will say I do love how like he'll focus you and he'll like obviously take notice of like someone else and start focusing them.
That's all I got. Way too soon. Clean.
Easy.
That is really good boss design.
Nicely done.
Let's get this back to the keeper.
Looks like we can make a nice sword out of that. Shining Essence Echo. Trait point. Begin adventure mode at the Crystal in Ward 13. Okay. So what would the boss fight have been like if we didn't allow him to eat us? Huh. This is insane. Wish we could have seen this. Yeah, I'm surprised y'all didn't see this, but I guess that's what you get when you get a random story.
2 different boss fights.
Still. Haseen said, hey, I have a question for you, please. When we use modularity for an environment project, in your opinion, what is the most efficient technique to avoid repetitions, specifically in open world to art/level design side? You have, I don't. Big Butter Buns would probably give you a better answer than I could on that, since he's a level designer. What I would say is that avoiding repetitions, you can't really do so, because if your game is huge or the game is a larger scope than what you can actually handle, then you can't make everything unique. So the things that you do make, spread them out enough to where the player's not going to see them very often. And then if you make, let's say, a rock or some type of like organic object, a tree or something, then you can design those in a way where if you just rotate them a little bit, then they'll look completely different. So I know that some games have like a total of 10 different rocks and boulders that they use for their landscape, and they just like twist and then place them and then twist them and rotate them and then place them in there, and you never really can tell because they look different from every single angle. But Big Butter Buns will probably have a better answer for you on that. Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go back to...
Whenever you're ready.
Wait, that was the end of it? Mike said that was their final boss. There's no way that was a final boss.
There's no way.
There is no way. But it did tell us to go to adventure mode in Ward 13, so I'm thinking maybe that was it.
That was the final boss. This was a short game.
Wow. Huh.
Was it really?
I hope not.
Well, now we're in a new area completely.
We've been here before. The place between worlds.
Start playing Baldur's Gate with If it was.
I love these enemy designs so much. Oh. But I can't.
Won't fit.
Wrong way.
All players must be near in
Wrong.
order to
Wrong
travel.
way. Wrong way. Wrong door.
There we go.
Can't carry any more of that.
Oh, just for this world, okay.
It wasn't letting us. Alright. Wasn't letting me.
In the labyrinth, you can fast travel to the big eye thing you saw before. A much shorter walk. Okay. Oh, this place is awesome. This is the world that I got when I attempted to play hardcore mode on Nightmare, and it didn't turn out.
Oh, by yourself?
Yeah. Didn't die to an enemy, died to a trap that I couldn't see at all. So, gotta love it.
Another world, another segment. When you say it like that, it sounds easy. Yeah, that's not the word I would use.
Gotta turn in the segment you just got. Segment to where?
Nice. You go left, I'll go right.
Sure thing. You turned it into the labyrinth where Clementine is. Okay. We'll take that back once we get to the checkpoint. It's the weird distorted white thing in your inventory.
Level design's
Okay.
beautiful in here. Or at least the environment art. Alright, I guess I'll meet you back in the center. Mine's a dead end.
Yeah, wasn't too much over either.
Just me.
Data Mob, welcome to the building.
I found an
Data.
entrance.
Data Mob me. How do you pronounce that? You found what? Where you at?
Data mob me. Keep going down there. Nope. Back the way you came.
Yeah. I really dislike how I can't tell your position without opening up the full map. It's bugging me.
Okay. Go back. Walk straight.
Oh, you're telling me where to go. I see you on the map.
Yeah,
I thought you
walk
said it was a
straight.
dead end.
Go right.
All
No,
right.
there's a door. There's a door.
There's some stuff we need to look at back here, Doc. Before we go that way. We need to go through this door up here.
Oh.
Okay. And then we have been streaming for 2 hours at this point, so if y'all have stayed for the whole time, thank y'all for being here.
Boyana, come, come. We have been waiting.
Well, hopefully my game
That's
doesn't
far enough.
bug out.
Paxotech. It stands before the eternal empress, mistress of the red cords, favored of the Thane. Yet it is nothing. Hoofless, feckless, interloper.
Hey, easy now.
And where it stands, it dies.
Whoa, maybe we can talk about this?
Oh, I thought that was like an idol.
Dafka. It seems it shall live. For now. But tell us, Paxotech, what woes does it bring this time?
So, Harvey, before we answer any questions on this, have you seen this bit yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I've seen this bit, and I have my opinions on it, but I would really like to get your narrative opinion on how this conversation goes. So, wait, you're choosing this time. You're choosing the answers, so I'm just going to let you kind of play out the conversation the way that you want to, and then I want to hear what you think about, like, this race, how they talk to you, so on and so forth. So, go ahead and do your thing. I'm just going to be a spectator on this, and then afterwards, got some questions for you.
All right. I need to find a beast of great power. Hopefully, one you want dead. So I'm gonna be a little cooperative.
Surprised by its solipsism. From the Krell to Ford to the Destroyer, Paxotech ever served the wants of the self.
So I guess they're considering us the Paxotech. That's their word for humans, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play passive. I seek holy
Her
information.
Majesty knows the path to the Paxotech's goal. Her permanence has spent many lifetimes communing with the Thane. The Holy Tree grants euthanasia, but also clarity. The Paxotech needs salvation, power to overcome the only true enemy. Do not demur, for it has not the guile to see beyond her eternity. All dance to the same world song. Different notes, different parts, same tune. The Paxotech seeks the abomination. It would slay this creature, and her eternity would see it slain. In this way, it will prove its loyalty and worth. For Her Majesty will not suffer another transgressor.
What you think?
Gods, teach the Paxotech to bow before
I'm gonna
eternity.
attack.
Oh, snap. Okay. I fell
Ready
out.
for it. Thanks, Ty. Luckily, my dog is a tank. But now I think I'm gonna get focused. Well,
Not really enough space on that platform to fight four of those dudes at once. Like, where?
not at all. Well, if you hadn't fallen off the edge, that probably would have been fine.
I just don't agree with that encounter space. Because if a fight is available to be had, then at least put barriers up so you can actually do it. But
Yeah.
maybe that's just on my side. I don't know. I'm not too happy about that though.
That may not be so, Wanderer. If you are what I think you are, you will be traveling far beyond these walls. But first, there is something you must learn. I am not the Empress.
Wait,
The one who
what?
calls herself Interpreter is the real Empress. Once she was truly Non-Yod Tav, ageless, or so they say. When the Thane Tree died, the Highborn all began to age. Eventually, she too succumbed to the touch of time. My presence on the throne is but a concession to her vanity.
Why tell me
You have
this?
had a task set before you. Asked, perhaps, for foolish reasons by one both venal and selfish. But the task itself is pure, just the same. I shall release you. I ask only that you stay a moment and give ear to my entreaty. Yeisha is music. The way of the pen, a song. In this song, there is a growing harmonic, sung by the forward-gazing. We call ourselves the Children of the Red Doe. Our eyes turn toward a future for our kind, one free of root and rot. But this future cannot begin while the abomination walks. Our god spark is trapped within its unlife. What the Empress demanded of you, I instead implore. Travel to the Thane Tree. Heal the wound of the world.
Okay, I'll see what I can
Let
do.
your conscience guide you. Remember, the dreams of Yeisha's children walk with you.
That's funny that we actually see her in this stream because she was the background that I used on our promo for for this week.
Oh, did you?
And yeah, I didn't even know that we was gonna see her.
Oh, man.
I'm like seething in my skin right now, dude. There's some improvements that can be made on this whole layout, this whole setup. Got another one coming up. Oh, dope. What difficulty are y'all playing on?
Oh, that's nice.
Royal Broadsword. Is that 2H? Damage 102. It gotta be 2H. Oh, please. That's what I'm talking about. Man, that feels good. Oh yeah, this thing is like a truck.
With your horned helmet, I totally thought you were one of them.
Like I'm just wielding this huge two-handed weapon like it just weighs 5 pounds. Oh, chest over here. Cracked. Mod cost +3. Okay, Harvey, so we are coming up on the 2 hour and 30-minute mark in about 20 minutes, so it's probably best we start wrapping up here soon. So let's get to a good stopping point. Wait, is there no way out up there? Huh.
Alright, I guess we're going down. Oh shit.
You decided to jump over the railing.
I thought there was ground underneath.
Oh, I'm back at her? Oh, there's actually nowhere to go. So do we have to continue to go up? They really had us in the last possible cell they could. Huh. Guessing that's the way up. Guess we're just going up. Traptar said that's the strength I'm trying to get to, carrying swords like that. Like, hey, that's a good goal to have. This thing has to at least weigh about like 25-30 pounds. And that's being generous. No, this is taking me back down. Is there another cell that I can climb up in or something? And then I think that's where we just came from. Yeah, there's no way through that. Guess we go through here. You can't go through there, okay. But there's a door right here. Can't go through there. Oh, that's where we came from. that's an illusory wall. Okay. Oh, wow. Huh. Interesting. Fast enough reaction times. Can't believe that hit me. Alright, so I'm Alright, I'm gonna go back to the crystal and then pretty much, guys and gals, this is where we're gonna end it tonight. I think we've given y'all more than enough gameplay to watch for tonight. Hopefully we was able to entertain. A lot of running around tonight, but at least we got a boss fight in there. A lot of enemies to hunt down and defeat. I can't even give a proper outro right now. Harvey, I don't think you realize how much my skin is like crawling because of the narrative that we just went through in this level design or the encounter.
Yeah.
I do not. I don't agree with that at all. Do think there's some room for improvement because that felt like the game dealt me a bad hand and it wasn't fair.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to force you into that situation, but at the same time, it should. If it gives you the option, it should give you at least a fighting chance of it. And there's no way. Can you imagine, like, if you're doing that solo and you didn't choose the dog class, how difficult that would be?
Yeah, you
like, because they would just be focusing you the entire time.
And you have no space, and those things are tanks to take down. But I guess before we end it, what did you think about that little dialogue exchange before we got brutally murdered?
I think it did a lot to kind of introduce the idea that the, well, I guess she's the true queen, but the true queen is not as emotionally or mentally stable, and she likes to blame the issues on the off-worlders. I think it was implying that the root was part of the reason that that planet, that world was being affected, which is really kind of cool because she said something along the lines of something like reflections or echoes in each world or something. So it kind of shows that like all the worlds are going through the same issues with the root. Mm-hmm. So the world where you're originally from, the world that you just went to, they're all being affected by the same kind of issues, which is cool. I don't like how it's implied that what you need to defeat is my mind's mentally fried, but like
go ahead.
I don't like that the option is like you have to kill this thing, but it's like you don't know enough information about it, and then it's like if you don't, it's like we're gonna be cordial with you. It's like aggressive, but even if you're playing like the passive card, then you're saying, "Oh no, I'm sorry about that. Like I'm just trying to get some more information. I'm trying to take something out. Hopefully, it's the same thing you want taken out too." Mm-hmm. And even after all that, you're kind of showing like, "Oh, okay, maybe this isn't so much like a hostile situation." They still attack you for it. So I don't really agree with that at all. What was the point of having dialogue choice if you're not able to like, if you're not able to pacify the situation a little bit better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was more of an illusion of choice versus like actual choice.
Gotcha. Yeah, so you got a lot out of that. You got a lot more out of that dialogue than I did. And that was my second time going through that dialogue. And okay, I'm about to rant, and
let's hear it.
I'm mentally fried and I'm about to rant, but this is what I have to say. Let me read the comments before I continue. Big Butterbun said the concept of the individual universes having their own conflicts the player characters are supposed to care about does not land at all. I agree with that. Mike said the fact you don't even have a name is a good start. You're Traveler all game. And then
I mean, it's the same kind of concept as like not naming the dog. Like you can't connect at all.
Yeah, not at all.
If you want to make the player care about who they are, they should name themselves. And even if you want the player to care about the dog, you should be able to name the dog. Like, there's part of the reason why in Pokemon Nuzlocke they force you to nickname Pokemon. It's so you grow an attachment to them. That way, every time one of them gets knocked out and you can't and you have to kill them and you can't use them for the rest of the game, like it's supposed to be more devastating because you nicknamed them, you care about. It's the whole kind of like concept of like, don't name a dog that you're bringing home if you know you can't keep it. Otherwise, you're just gonna get attached to it. Like
that's true, and you can't get attached to it.
Like you're the Traveler, you don't care about the character that much.
And then Trap Tart said a nonsense whirlwind, laughing emoji, tear eye emoji. I haven't played this one, but the first game I felt lost with the story until the very end. And then Sterling said, I haven't been able to follow the story at all, but I think they overthought putting you into fake choices or unwinnable situations, which left you feeling like you got cheated. All of this information, I 100% agree with. Now, let me go on my mini rant. I'm not for sure if this is going to be organized or not, but
buckle up.
The narrative makes you an errand boy for other people's problems. Whenever you go to a new world, you're fixing what they need to be fixed, like Big Butterbuns was saying. And then once we went to the Keeper a few episodes ago, we found a key player. We was trying to find a woman. I don't even know her name anymore. We was trying to find her. Clementine. She was with this huge eyeball that was called the Keeper, and we learned nothing, almost nothing, while we was there. We got there, we found her, and then she was like, no guys, it's okay, it's all right. And then the eyeball was just in the background, just staring. We didn't figure out what the hell the eyeball was. Nobody answered the questions. Your player character was reacting surprised at the situation, but your player character never investigates anything on their own. Everybody is telling the player character how to think, how to feel, what to actually do in the narrative. Never once has your player character had an inquisitive thought about what they actually wanted to do. What is their goals and their motivation for actually wanting to go through all of these things that all of these universes and worlds want them to do? What's in it for the player for the end game? You don't have a name for your player. Your player is pretty much watching other universes live out their story, and then you're the errand boy that is supposed to be the golden fix for every single universe that you're in. But even now, I do not even have any type of gumption or motivation or inspiration or player motivation intrinsically to continue the game as my character. I had a character, or you have a custom character, or shit, I'm frazzled right now. You can create your own character in the beginning. You give it the face and the look that you want, but your character ultimately doesn't have any type of thought within the universe, and you can't name them, so it falls flat. The game calls you Traveler, like Mike was saying. It doesn't feel personal at all. I feel like I am playing a game with such good combat mechanics and moment-to-moment gameplay and interesting looking worlds, but the narrative just strings me along and along and along, and I have no idea what is happening, because every single world that I go to, they're trying to tell me about what they've been through, but the whole narrative is not connecting. There's no golden path to the narrative. It's just go to this world, learn their story, but you walk away not knowing any more about the overall game at all, and it is maddening. Now, if probably Harvey, if I wasn't playing with you, then I wouldn't really take too much consideration into looking at the narrative, but I'm trying to find some type of value for the player itself within this story, and I just can't be gripped to it. It's like you have to look into what the characters are saying so much. You have to decipher. You have to get out your encyclopedia to figure out what these names mean. Everything seems so high and mighty, like everybody in this world is greater than you. Their life is a greater purpose, and you're just a small slug on the bottom of their boot that needs you to do their bidding. It doesn't ever feel like you're in the picture. You're never in the conversation about what's going on. You have people constantly telling you this is the best way forward for you. You don't have a choice about it. And falsified choice is a real thing. So Sterling, you hit the mark on that. You have a falsified choice of what you actually want to do, but in the end, I don't feel like those choices actually mean anything meaningful to the player character. I don't feel like I'm immersed in this world through my character, because my character is a blank slate, a blank notebook that hasn't even had one page filled out about what they think. What are their emotions about it? How do they feel about what's going on? How are they connected? There's none of that. And I don't mean this as any type of negative situations, but this type of storytelling was in the first game as well, and it didn't land. And now it's in the second game, and I want to like it because the game is so damn good, moment to moment, gameplay to gameplay. I love it. It is so good. The boss fights are amazing. The enemies are amazing. A little bit of BS here and there, but the narrative feels so disconnected and disjointed from every great and phenomenal thing this game has going for it, and I just can't get myself to invest in the narrative at all because I don't feel like I'm a part of it in any sense of the word, except to go from point A to point B and be an errand boy, and that does not feel great.
Yeah,
that's it.
I agree.
That's it.
I think that's part of the problem with that is their whole concept of wanting to give you a different opportunity to like play different realms and different orders. So in order for them to do that, you can't really like splice together. I think the only way you could probably fix that is if you had really good development moments in like the labyrinth. Like that's probably the only way you fix it, because you can't just start in the jungle planet one time and then have like a significant character moment in that jungle planet. Because what if you don't start in the jungle planet? There's like no order for like the timeline. And I think it's a cool concept in not having the same realms play out every single time, but at the same time you are sacrificing like story moments and you are sacrificing story beats, and you still don't know anything about the character. Like, you're right, you don't know anything about the player, like your vessel character. All you know about him is from like the first maybe 10-15 minutes of the game where you're with that girl who was injured and you're trying to get her to the ward, and that's about it. It's like, it doesn't show you what your connection is with that girl. It doesn't show you why you care about making sure she gets there safely. And then when you get there, like, why would you of all people go after Clementine? Like, what's your connection with Clementine that makes you want to like chase after her? So it's kind of relying on players to be like, oh yeah, I remember that character, and then chase after him.
Yeah. So your point about the randomly generated worlds, I would give them the benefit of the doubt on that if the first game wasn't structured this exact same way. You can create compelling stories within the universe that the player is actually a part of and feels connected to. This is just, okay, we need a quest giver. Go up to the quest giver. The player does this. They don't need to think about how they contribute. They don't need to think about any type of emotions. I think they can still create a damn good narrative for the time that you're in these spaces, but still have an overall theme an overall goal. Like, imagine at the end of each world, a new segment, a new type of narrative segment that everybody is going to see pops up. I'm not for sure. Or some type of revelation. But regardless of that, include the player character in your narrative and actually give them thought about what's going on. I think that's the only thing that's missing, is that the player doesn't chime in on anything. He's just at the beck and call of people who think that they're so much above the player character. So the player character, you want to feel like a hero. You want to feel like the person that's going to get the job done. But they just make you feel like an errand boy. And it's like, if you're going to make me feel like an errand boy, at least make me feel like a hero, like a figure that, you know, you require my assistance. But this whole segment where I walk into this temple, you're calling me Paxeltac, you're saying that Paxeltac always needs something and that there's something always wrong, and then you're trying to coax me to help you out to do something after you just disrespected me. We get thrown in a jail cell because we said no, we don't want to do what you're asking for, and then a woman comes up in a suit of armor and she's like, hey, I really need you to help me, and you're like, oh, okay, fine, okay, I guess I will help. It's like you really don't have any type of authority over your situation ever at all. And I'm not a fan of that. I'm not. I'm not saying that it's bad or negative, but this just my personal style of this. I don't feel connected to my character at all. I don't feel connected to what my character is wearing, my expression of style, the guns that I use. I just don't feel connected because I don't feel like I'm a part of the story. So that's what I'm gonna say. So not for sure. I'm done. I'm done with my rant. And then Harvey kind of canceled out on me. Don't know why, but there we go. That's weird. You just kind of evaporated on me. I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It cut me. I don't know why. It just like I lost all signal for you, and then I was like trying to like add to what you were saying, and then you kept talking over me, so I assumed you couldn't hear me at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't hear you at all.
Okay. So pretty much what I was just saying was like, and it puts you in these situations like, oh, please help me. It's like, okay, well, what if I don't want to? It's like, well, then you'll stay in prison. Okay, so now I'm forced to like have to help you with this. And I don't know, maybe you can get a little complicated with it. Like maybe you can have 3 different like path options per like realm you go to. Mm-hmm. And then at some point you can all make them like interweave back to like the main like quest line. Mm-hmm. But even like having that, or even like the illusion of that would probably help out the narrative a lot on this. Yeah. And the only reason we're being constructive about it is because we care. And we love these games. Clearly, like we've spent, I don't know, was this our 6th stream? 6 nights, like 6 nights playing the game for like 3.5 hours. Because we love it and we enjoy it and we love the world. We love the world building. We love the environments we're being put into. We love the boss fights. We love everything about it. But like, we don't feel invested in the story. And I'm wondering if like, because the average person's not going to dig into the rings and then like start reading the dialogue. I'm like that because I'm weird and I love lore. Like, but the average person's not going to do that. Like Ty, if you weren't playing with me, would you be digging into the rings right now?
Not at all.
Exactly.
Not at all.
So the only way you're going to like find story is if like you really go searching for it. And then even then there's not enough information to kind of give you a full like idea of what's going on. And then at the same time, why would you take the time to read those rings or like the necklaces or the boss items if you don't care enough about the world that you're in, or it feels very cookie cutter? Like, okay, I could learn about this whole like race of aliens, or I could rush through it, kill the boss, and then transfer to the next realm. Like, what's keeping me from like doing that? Why is the story not being like, I wouldn't say forced upon me, but like, why do I have to go searching for it? Mm-hmm. Like, not the average person's not going to go searching for it, and because of that, the game's going to feel very empty for them.
That's a great point. Yeah. Yeah, you have to search for a lot of stuff, but even the stuff that you do find in this game, it pretty much describes the scenario that happened in that spot instead of connecting it to a greater piece of lore. Now, there have been some great descriptions in the rings and the quest items that kind of give you a little bit of insight of how things are connected, but again, like Harvey was saying, you have to look for those. And you shouldn't have to look for so much information just to make sense. And so it just kind of falls flat for me, but I don't want to turn this into like a negative conversation. This is constructive criticism based on the way that I'm experiencing this game. So everything else about this game is phenomenal. The narrative, I'm just not, my player character is not in it. So therefore I don't care too much about it. It's just a driver that gets me from point A to point B. And maybe that's all that it needed to be. And so that's where the narrative direction was headed. But I do think that there could be some improvement to the narrative to better include the player in whatever is going on, so that the player feels like they're actually a part of what's going on and not just being told to do something on a checklist and then poof, you're off to another world. And as far as the dialogue, whatever they're telling the player, or the little bit of narrative that we do get, it is very, 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 very simple in nature. Yet, so many complex words are used to make it seem more deep and more complicated than it actually is. So I think last time when I was saying make sure you keep the words or the dialogue that you use down to like a 5th grade level, that's social media marketing, because you're reaching out to a mass amount of people. But I think the real gripe here is that the information that we are given is so simple. It's so easy to follow along with. Yet you add these complex words that people probably haven't heard so that you can make your story sound a little bit more complex than what it actually is. And so it's like you're using words to describe more complex things, but it's not that complex. So you're just watering down your own narrative with complex words instead of just telling it to me straight. I would rather those lines be very, very simple and then given to me with more emotion behind them, rather than more complex and complicated words to make it seem more profound than what it actually is. Okay.
I will say, this is a Gearbox, I think, like associated game. I think Gearbox is either the publisher or Gearbox is related somehow. So it's the same company that works on Borderlands and Borderlands like 1, 2, and 3. And even that game kind of gives you the illusion of choice by making the actual playable characters that you choose like unique, and they have their own personalities and they have their own set of like voice lines. Like for example, Flack. I played Borderlands 3 multiple times. I think I played with almost every single version of the character, so you could like kind of get the story from. And it's a very basic story. The story doesn't change too much. All it changes is your character's like voice lines reacting to what happens in the world. And even that's enough, because you kind of get to like get a glimpse into the soul of like who you're playing. Like Flax is my favorite character. I love ProZD. Like he's a great voice actor. And because of that, I wanted to play Flax. Flax is my favorite like Vault Hunter from Borderlands 3. And how he interacts with his dog, or like the alien creatures, like his pets, how he'll like take every sort of interaction with a sort of like primal, like mix between a primal and like high-tech robot stuff is really cool. And it really kind of draws you in, makes you care about the character. And same thing with his pets. Like you can't name them, but like how he interacts with his pets is very character driven too. And I'm playing essentially the same exact classic character in this game. And I think you can kind of hear some basic chatter between my character and Ty's character, but it's not enough to be like unique. And they're not directly responding to like what's happening in the world. And then the same thing with the dog. Like Flax throughout all of Borderlands 3 will be like, oh, you shouldn't chew on that, or where did you find that, or oh, stop urinating on that. Like he'll say different things to his pet. if the dog wasn't constantly running around, like, I probably would have forgotten the dog was there, unless it was like reviving me or Ty. Like, there's no interactions between him and the dog. Like, for all I know, the dog could just be some NPC that just follows you around for no reason, instead of just like, this is that classic character's pet or like his partner. There's just no personality between it. I guess it's just how two different studios went to approach that. And I understand that one's more of a AAA, like, high budget game, but like at the same time, like, I don't think it would have been that difficult to have done that. Maybe take a little bit of the investment out of like the item descriptions and put it more into like the interactions and like the chatter between the characters.
Most certainly. And then there's another topic that I want to talk about while we just cruising right now. I kind of like its breakdown. In the beginning, what was her name? It was the chick that she was with.
Dude, I don't even remember. I can Google it. Give me a second.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to be saying her name wrong. In the meantime, Sterling said they already knew their trade-off, like Ty, saying with the first game they could have been thinking of systems to lay out the story independent of player order of events. That's true. Some games have done it very, very successfully, so there is no blueprints out there in order to know how to do that if your studio hasn't done that before. Sterling also said it should react to the player or be revealed based on player pacing, otherwise you are just wandering through some universe that you don't have any impact on. But the great mechanics and art, very true. Whose job is it to think about these things? The director? It could be, I'm not gonna, it depends on how the studio is structured. Gunfire Games is a smaller studio, so it could be the creative director, it could be the narrative designers, could even be, environment, to some degree. There's a lot of departments that could be working on the narrative, but probably more than likely narrative designers. What was that?
I think something just fell on my porch from the hurricane.
Oh.
Whew,
Maybe
it's
it's
heart
ramping
attack.
up. And then Trap Tart said, my understanding to what is being talked about is the player character has no agency over choices, which is leading to frustration with the narrative. That's correct. Sterling said, I feel the same way about a few games. I feel like it's a shame that the devs are so good at what they do, then because of the story, a player starts to lose interest. And Trap Tart said, do you feel like the Dark Souls franchise narrative falls flat since the player character is not really interactive with other characters? I don't think the Dark Soulsians universes fall flat at all because they're not trying to tell a story. Or the way that they tell a story is wildly different than this. Once you go into a new universe, you're pushed in front of characters that drive you forward. If you're talking about a Dark Souls game, you don't necessarily have characters drive you forward. They're just simply existing in the same universe as yourself. And so they don't really give you exposition that gives you guidance to tell you to go to point A to point B. Now they do have sections in the story where they're like, okay, well now this is what you need to be focusing on. But they don't present you with the story and then tell you you're unimportant in it because you don't have the agency. In Dark Souls, you're the tarnished. You are the pygmy from Dark Souls, and that you're the one that's going to rekindle the flame. Like, that is a very significant journey. And so there's a sense of purpose in what you're doing, and the narrative is not trying to be more than what it is. You're simply interacting with other people's personal stories, and along the way you get the narrative that you need to push you to the next spot. But the way that they set up trying to figure out more knowledge is very masterfully done. And I'm not for sure if you all know this, but Miyazaki, the creator of the Soulsborne series, I read an article on him and it said that he speaks Japanese, but he wanted to read Western books. And the Western books, he could kind of decipher a little bit, but he had to fill in the blanks for the parts that he didn't understand. So he would understand this, and understand this, and then he had to fill in the blanks from here to here. So while he was trying to read those books and understand what was going on, he was able to give you exposition here, because that's what he was able to understand when he did read Western books. And then this part is left vacant, but he knew this exposition, and so he was able to piece together what happened in between. And so that in between part is the exploration, environment, NPCs. So they give you exposition and then have you fill in the blank, and then they give you the tools that you need in order to fill in those blanks.
Yeah, I just went through 3 different pages on Google, and I couldn't find a single post about what her name was, but all the Steam reviews agree that she's annoying. So
okay,
there goes that. But I should probably check and see what just fell at my house. So
yeah, okay,
yeah.
All right, so yeah, thank y'all for being here tonight. Thank y'all for staying a little bit extra for this narrative discussion. Remember, we have critiques around here. We don't say anything inherently negative. We're just telling our personal experience. So thank you all for chatting with us at the end of our stream and giving us your all's opinion. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your support. We love seeing y'all here every time we stream. Just so y'all reminded, we are going to be streaming Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, so hope to see y'all there as well. And then until next time, thank y'all for being here. Harvey, did you want to say anything before we closed out?
No, just thanks for hanging out, guys. It's always fun to do this on a Sunday before we start the work week. Looking forward to the next one. Stay safe out there if you're in California, because I've been mocking this hurricane all afternoon, and now something fell at my house, so I need to figure out what happened with that. But good luck as you guys go throughout the week, and we'll see you Thursday.
All right, cool. All right, until
Cool.
next time, y'all. See y'all
you
next
guys.
stream.